In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the graph. The graph is a very powerful tool that lets you explore the information we have in KYC3 by looking at people, companies, and places and the connections between them, and drilling down to the documents that you're looking for. So you can really see who is connected to what, and you can find the document you need to back those connections up very quickly and easily. There's some good tips and tricks on how to use this powerful feature. Let me show those to you now. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the graph. To use the graph, you normally start with a search. Let's say we want to look about Amazon EU. We get the results. These are mostly entities. Here's Amazon EU. And then you use this button right here to click Show in Graph, and we can pull up the details of Amazon EU in the graph and see what's there. There's a person, a couple of addresses, not very much, a newspaper that reports Luxembourg, so we know there's a link there. If you want to see what's behind any link, you can click the two, holding down Control. As you see, I can select the two items, and that highlights the link and the two. And then I can select right-click, and I can say Show Source Documents, and I get back the source document that shows the name and the connection. And I can then open the document. I have a link here right to the original news article that is still on the website, and I can see what we've read here. And again, you have the drill through buttons everywhere you look that allow you to see it. Now back to the graph, if I wanted to know more about this guy, because I can see in here that he is the Vice President of Retail, but if I want to know more about him, I can click Show Related on the graph, and I can pull up the details around him, and I can find what's there. And there are a couple buttons up here that allow you to manipulate the graph. You have an undo function, which we can go back. You have a redo function, which puts it back there. You have a layout, which does a force-directed layout, and it allows you to better see the graph. There's sometimes information that you don't need to see. You can select all those like that, and you can just remove them with the delete key, or right-clicking and saying hide on there. You have a multiple select, which allows you to pick multiple items and remove them from the graph, or do what you will with them. So again, you can push delete. And once you've cleaned up the graph, you can of course print it. You can save it as a PDF, but the most important thing to do with it is to explore with it. So once we've seen this, we can look at what's related to Amazon Services Europe and see which people and companies are related to that. There's some other stuff, and here you get a lot of people connected to it if we do the layout again. But there is an interesting thing here. Not everything is so obviously Amazon. Look at this Finlux. If we pick that and we pick the two items, we can then do Show Source Documents, and we can get right into what is Finlux. And it is clearly a company that this man is involved with. It must be somehow connected to Amazon as well. You can see all the details of the company. This is all public information. You can find that it has a 17.7 million euro capital, and learn all about the company. So that's how you use the graph in a nutshell. If you notice that something is missing and you want to add it into the graph, you can also search for additional things in here. And this is an entity search that allows you to add an entity to the graph. And you can see here that you can add in, and there I've added myself, and the connections between this person actually works at the Register Commerce, and he handled documents for this institute as well as Amazon. So you can find the connections between people and things. If there are connections, they're automatically shown when you use this search to add back into the graph. And in a nutshell, that's how the graph works. So very easy to use. Select the items, move them around. If you want to find documents behind one or two with linked items, you can select them, right-click to pull up the menu. You have a bunch of options here. You can hide things, you can drill down. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you. One important thing, remember to use Chrome or Firefox. Don't use Internet Explorer. It doesn't support the HTML canvas properly, and you should use Chrome or Firefox if you want to really get the most out of KYC3.